Look what I just found on the road. Slovak small flag. And even must be from a car, because it's nice and smelly. Somebody just chucked it through their window. I'm gonna keep it, put on my bag. When I think about the time back then, during the communist era, people here in the east of Europe, they were pretty poor. Like, they didn't have like as much stuff as people had in the West, having a car, having all the toys, like one TV in the bedroom, one TV in the living room, whatever, going on vacation, having a jet ski, whatever. Here it was pretty basic, but then that time is over. As you can see here, people building some really nice houses here along the Danube in Bratislava. So the good times are here too, I guess. The only thing is you gotta have a good job, and many of these countries, I don't know how it's in Slovakia, but like down on the Balkans, in Bulgaria, Croatia, Serbia, whatever, you have to have many connections to get some good positions so you can afford something like this. There's an old Skoda. I mean, it's not that old, it's not from the communist era, but it's kind of one of the first models after the breakup of communism. They started producing, and now Skoda is a big thing in Europe because Volkswagen bought it, and so this would be another one, a little bit more modern, and then you have like all kinds of Skoda, kind of same models almost as Volkswagen, but just a little bit cheaper maybe, but still good quality, and it's very popular in Europe. Back then you could not imagine like somebody from Germany buying like a Czechoslovakian car or a Soviet Lada, but nowadays Skoda is a big thing on the market. Well, this finally looks like a city. I'm out of the greenery again, now kind of going direction center. Which I need probably another 5-6 kilometers, and I already walked 22 kilometers. But yeah, that's Bratislava. Feel of a big city. It seems like the Beverly Hills here of Bratislava, up on this mountain. Some big ass nice houses. Must be some actors, whatever, celebrities, politicians. Must be they live here in this neighborhood. And it's pretty quiet, nobody around. This neighborhood with these nice houses has a lot of embassies in here. I just walked by the Chinese embassy, the Ukrainian and the South Korean embassy. So, some big players on the world stage, right? I guess they have the money for it. And here's something interesting too. There's these overhead wires, but there's no tracks. So, can be a tram going here, right? And when I see this, it's so kind of communist for me. They used to have all these buses running through the cities. In Sarajevo, when I was a kid, we used to go around with them. They had them a lot of in the Soviet Union, in Czechoslovakia, on the Balkans. I don't think that they had them as much in the West. I'll show you one when it comes around. There is a bus coming right there. Just gonna see it. But as I can see, these ones are pretty new. I thought they might still have the old ones from that time. And here I'm finally at the city center. This is the Bratislava castle. And from now on, I'm not gonna be alone anymore. been 25 kilometers. Now I'm finally in the city center. Like I said, we're just gonna have a view on the Danube, on the whole city from down here. It's probably busy. I don't know if I have to. No, I'm just gonna go around. I'm not gonna go inside, guys. I don't have that much time. It's still gonna be a long walk from here on, so I don't want to waste time to go around here. But just to tell you some basic facts about it, it's been here, the castle, for more than 1000 years, overlooking the Danube out here to Austria. And basically it was a Hungarian castle, not Slovakian. There used to be many more Hungarians here than Slovaks, and later on even Germans, more Germans than Slovaks. And at some point it just kind of lost its significance as a fortress, and Maria Theresa, the Queen of Austria-Hungary, just made it a residence and renovated the whole complex back in the 18th century and made it look really beautiful. And here we are after half a day of walking. And if you remember, this morning I was standing in Austria, back there in that village, and showing you Bratislava from there. Now, after 25 kilometers of walking from the northernmost point, finally in the city center here, and looking back to Austria. But we're still gonna go to the city center, over this bridge, and down to the south. So, beautiful view on the castle, on the southern part of the city. And now it's time even to go down to the old town and grab something to eat, have a coffee, I don't know, just a little bit rest. Too much sun, too much walking. This is where everybody has to stop for a picture, because here's the cathedral, St. Martin's Cathedral of Bratislava. Now getting down into the old town, which is not that quite big, and it's changing a lot. Back there you can see a lot of new buildings which were not here when I was here, I think, what now, 13 years ago. It changed a lot. So whatever, 20 years ago you would be standing here and only seeing the old town and no new buildings, but now, as you can see, quite many in the background there. I just show you the brand buildings in the background there, but this here is definitely something old. There's a flag of Slovakia and of the European Union, and then this here seems to be abandoned, nothing inside. That's like some real ass communist building falling apart, nailed down. Might have been post office, something. Now just sitting empty in the city center. Very interesting. Look at these stairs. Many generations of people here from Bratislava must know what it is and used to come here into these offices. Might be like to, I don't know, get a driver's license, passport, whatever, I don't know. And now, just empty. Hello, President. It's the Grasalkovich Palace, the presidential palace here of Slovakia. And this one too was a Hungarian presidential palace too, built for actually for a Croatian, Grasalkovich. It's kind of interesting, the history here in Europe, so intertwined with many different ethnic groups. And I'm a Croatian from Bosnia, so used to be Croatian place here back in Hungary, I guess, back in the day. And the funny thing is that the president here, I guess Slovakia was not ruled from here during the communist era, it was ruled from Prague, but then the politicians and the people being in the in charge would make their people suffer, and nowadays there's some nice guys sitting in here. I hope so. Here we have the parliament of the Republic of Slovakia, and Bratislava is obviously the capital here of Slovakia. That's why I'm here, walking through the capital city of Slovakia. And it's quite big actually. I thought it's much smaller, because in the city where I live in Germany, it has about 300,000 people, and I thought Bratislava is kind of similar in size, but it's actually bigger. Even from walking, I could tell it's quite big. So this is the traditional Bratislava, and here we have some new buildings, new business towers, and yeah, as a capital city of a European Union country, obviously it would be probably growing quite fast and developing. So there are 475,000 people living here. Like I said, much more than I thought. I thought it's something around 300,000, because during the communist era, as I mentioned, Prague was the capital city of Czechoslovakia, and then you would have like most of the money and the whatever developing goes to the capital city. Back then probably Bratislava was kind of just anyway second in place, and Prague would be like, everything would be in Prague, so Prague would have more than 1 million people, and Bratislava kind of still small, but yeah, now it's the most important city in the country. And this here is the Freedom Square. Many people coming out today, enjoying their freedom, but I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people here too back in the 70s, so I would have to look up what the name of this place was in that era, because people didn't have their freedom, but I'm pretty sure they still did come out here, enjoy this place, have a coffee, have a chat with their friends. So probably not that much different. Now I'm a little bit smarter about this place here. So during the communist era it was called Gotwaldovo. The name comes from a former Czechoslovakian president, and this is how this whole public space was called. And this place here is the biggest post office building in the whole world. It's quite impressive for a actually small city like Bratislava, with not even 500,000 people, compared to, I don't know, like Beijing, Shanghai, New York. Why would it be here? But something they can be proud of, I guess. This is the Slovak Technic University, but what I'm seeing is one mosaic there, one mosaic here, and another one here. Hey Mr. Bold, if you have the chance, you should come to Bratislava. Check out these mosaics, and maybe check out all these bunkers and the Iron Curtain here on the Danube and Morava River. So might be there's a chance we see you at some point in Bratislava doing a video about this. And not only mosaics, look at this, some different trades. I don't know, winemaker making pots. Is it these guys? Farmers, I guess, with a horse. I'm not quite sure. This guy's doing some heavy work. What's this here? Again, something with tools. It's quite interesting stuff. So Mr. Bold, that's what you like. Plenty to see and discover in Bratislava as an old Soviet partner country. So see you here, hopefully. So hungry and so tired. I found a nice place here. I'm not sure how it's called, but I want to eat goulash with Slovak style dumplings. So hopefully it's gonna be quick. I have not eaten anything since this morning, so gotta drink something, gotta eat something. My back is sore from carrying my backpack all the time. That's even worse than the walking. My legs are fine, but my shoulders are fucked. It's not what I wanted to eat. It's a schnitzel with French fries. That's what I wanted to eat in Vienna, but my aunt always cooked so much and she told me don't eat too much. I had so much Bosnian food she cooked, so I always every night had a lot to eat there, so that's why I just skipped the schnitzel in Vienna. So there's no food and not really a lot of drinks in that video, because I just come home, have a lot to drink, a lot to eat, and then a beer or two. So I didn't need to spend money on any food there, but here it's gonna be schnitzel and a Coke. No beer because I'm too tired. Maybe later on tonight. It was delicious. I was just too hungry. And the best thing, it's only 12 euro. I thought it might be even like more expensive, or like some hidden charge of whatever, some service charge or something, but actually fair price, everything good. It's called Arha, I think, but good. Just too bad they didn't have the goulash, but well, can't always get everything. This year seems like a little bit like a rough part, even where I was eating, kind of shady faces around. I don't know, people just some young guys sitting in their cars and not doing anything, just kind of meeting and going, and I don't know, weird. And then you have this whole section here of buildings. It's everywhere full of graffiti here, especially this one here. Shopping bikes used to be one time something, but now yeah, I don't know if you want to be here at night. And there we have Hotel Kiev. It's old Soviet era architecture, hotels, places around here. There's many of these glasses, I think, broken. I don't think nothing inside here. Like I say, seems like a little bit of a dodgy place around here. But sometimes I wonder why big buildings like this in the city stay kind of empty or abandoned. What's going on with this building, guys, if anybody is from Slovakia? Is this not a beautiful painting? It's really nice. A lot of these houses around, they really need some like retouch, get them renovated. Out here, that's the hotel here, but this year looks nice. Just painted one time and it's beautiful. They have a real unusual church here in the city, Church of Saint Elizabeth. That looks really amazing. This blue color just looks out of, I don't know, somebody painted it for a fairy tale. Just amazing. Belonged to the big school out here, just a chapel, but now many people come to visit it. Maybe I could go inside. We'll see how it looks inside. One more thing I want to check out here in the city before I get out is the Old Town Square and the Old Town Hall. It's kind of the main square here in the city. They're just preparing some, I don't know, it's gonna be some concert or something, so there's really loud music. They just stopped for a second. But yeah, that's where I guess all the stuff happens here in the city. And me, I'm gonna find something else, because I don't need, just had something to eat, saw some of the stuff, and let's get out. Let's cross the bridge and get across the river Danube to the new part of Bratislava. This one is the UFO tower here on the bridge. Kind of reminds me of the Space Needle in Seattle a little bit. I think that's some Jewish community, or maybe, if I'm not wrong, going to pray. Anyways, leaving this side of the Danube, go discover what's out there. And if you are in Vienna or Bratislava and you're up for a cruise, that's how the cruise ships look like here on the Danube. You can go down all the way from Passau, Germany, down to Budapest, Belgrade, probably all the way to the Black Sea. They look actually quite impressive. I'm just walking by the fair here in Bratislava, and I hope to find an old tank or somewhere along the way, but there's some new tanks, helicopters, battle vehicles, but who knows where they're going to this time, 2024. Just getting out a little bit of the city. What do you find on places like this? Some parkings and like side roads, people just dumping their tires and stuff just here in the bush, so they don't have to pay for the, if you have to throw it out. Here in Europe you have to pay. So instead of paying, you just come here at night and just dump it out. That's not really friendly to the nature. And welcome to the illegal dump sites of Bratislava. Seems like there used to be a railroad coming through here a long time ago. Everything grown in, and people know there's nobody here, so just bringing, dumping shit, but nothing really, like if there was something old, kind of valuable, just literally just junk. Let's see what else I'm gonna find here. It smells like human feces. Smells terrible here. I actually gotta cross through here to come out to the road. So there is one rail line, second one here, and a third one, and even a fourth one. It just shows you how industrialized all these countries were during the communist era, and now everything just grown in, nothing going on here. This used to be all open space, people coming to work here every day, doing something, like big warehouses. This is probably still from the communist time, and now this whole area just grown in. Many countries struggled after the fall of communism and the decline of production, of partnership with the Soviet Union. They didn't have any markets to sell, so it was a tough time. So many factories, many things just closed and abandoned like this. But then you have new things coming here. Long live the Western world.